All right. And it looks like we are live. What is good? What is good? What is good? Ladies and gentlemen, of course, you know who it is. Yours truly, Dr. Mike. Back again, once again, with another classic live stream for you guys today. I appreciate everybody coming through and showing some love to the good doctor today. Official time check. We're looking at about 8:02 in the PM over in the East Coast. So that makes it about 7:02 in the PM Central Time. To all of my people over there on the West Coast, much love to you guys. It's about 5:02 p.m. and of course Philippine time 9:02 in the a.m. All right. The good doctor is glad to have you guys in the building today. And normally what I like to do is I like to get my thoughts out first before I run to the chat. So much love to everybody who came through, and much love to everybody who's going to come through later, so that you guys can go ahead and get your fill of the good doctor today, because I'm about to provide that prescription that most of you most likely may or may not need. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the topic. I want to rip this one off like a band-aid, like I normally do. First and foremost, happy Black Friday to all of you people. Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving as well. Gonna go ahead and repeat that. I know it's belated, but let's go ahead and get into it. Okay. So the other day I was at Starbucks, right? Having me a good time, getting my caramel macchiato, kicking it, chilling with my lady, right? So when I was in line, let me see if I can lay this out for you. The line, there was two lines, two cashiers, but it's usually just one line. And then when the lady calls you, you go to the cashier. Okay. So there were two people ahead of this one foreigner guy. So there was two people. He was the third. There was one person between me and him, and that would make me the fifth person in line. Okay. So I could basically hear every single thing this man was talking about. I mean, he was mumbling under himself. Clearly, he was having a bad day. Okay. He was clearly having a shitty day. Don't know what was going on with him or anything like that. I just don't know. So my man was over here just talking shit, having his moment and everything like that. Hey, my man Derek, I see you, family. I appreciate you, brother. But let me get this out real quick, and I'm gonna go ahead and lay it out for you guys. I'm sorry. Shout out to my boy Derek. I'm gonna get to you guys in a minute. So again, I could hear his whole conversation. He was just like, "Fuck, man, this line's moving so fucking slow," and blah blah blah. So I knew he was having a bad day. So when he got to the line, this dude, and these are my favorite type of people at Starbucks. The people who go to Starbucks with the super specific drink order. Yes, I want a caramel macchiato, hot, 90 degrees. I need 2 pumps of this, one sprinkle of cinnamon. Put a cinnamon stick at the corner. Make sure it's cat a corner to the right hand side. Make sure there's extra foam. If it's not at the lip of the lid, then you have fucked up. Those people with those super specific orders, right? I love those people, but that's what he had. He had one of those very specific orders. Okay. So, he got to realize he's in the Philippines, and, maybe they're not catching up to everything that he's saying. You feel me? But the girl spoke pretty good English behind the counter. Everything was all good. Right. So, he said, okay, I want this drink and all the specific orders to it. And I also want this like piece of carrot cake that he pointed to in the display case. At Starbucks, they got the display case, and you guys point to exactly what you want. So he pointed to what he wanted in the display case, went to go sit down. I went to go sit down in and around the same vicinity as him, because me and my girl were sitting near him, but we weren't like next to him. So, they call his order out. He didn't listen. They kept calling his name. He didn't come to the counter. So the lady ended up saying, "Oh, I know whose order that is, so I'll go take it to him." So she grabs his order, brings it to his table, and this man wants to have a fucking complete freak out. All right. His complete freak out was over the fact that it's not the drink order that was wrong. It was the piece of cake that they gave him, right? I think he wanted like banana bread or some shit like that. And she ended up getting him like a carrot cake or some shit like that. So my man had a full blow up. And I specifically saw what he pointed to in the display case. And that's what he pointed to, right? So he had this big whole fucking blow up and everything like that. And then the lady brings him another piece of cake. Basically, they had to throw that one away because you can't give that to no other customer. So that was just a waste. Gave him a new piece of cake, and the motherfucker didn't even say thank you. No thank you. What I've realized in my whole entire life experience of being alive, it doesn't necessarily matter if you're in the United States, in Asia, or wherever you are in the world today, wherever you are in the world as we speak, there are two things that people seem to have the hardest fucking time saying. Or three things, I'm sorry. Please, thank you, and I'm sorry. I repeat, three things that I have come across that people seem to have the hardest time saying. The three things that people have the hardest time saying, I hope that's right. The three things that people have the hardest time saying when the time calls for it. Please, thank you, and I'm sorry. He knew he fucked up, but he had this whole blow up over nothing and didn't even say thank you to the girl for getting him an extra piece of cake. Now I want to give you guys the whole synopsis of what this particular story means to me and what it means to the whole entire aspect of what I'm trying to preach in this particular live stream. If you ever wanted to know why some Asians dislike and distrust most foreigners, it's usually attitude and no gratitude. I repeat, attitude and no gratitude. First time most motherfuckers get off the plane from the Western world, they seem to have an attitude about them. We've talked about leaving your foreign attitude or whatever, your first world mentality in the airport or some shit at baggage claim or whatever. We had a joke about that. But aside from that, there's no gratitude with that. That's what I constitute as attitude, but there's no gratitude with it. People don't know how to apologize when they fuck up, number one, because they feel like they don't have to. And I'm trying to figure out, why do you feel like you don't have to apologize to anybody? And this doesn't necessarily have to constitute Philippines in general. This is anywhere in the world. But a lot of people I've noticed just don't know how to say sorry or to recognize when they fucked up. And it hurts me deep to my core, because when you take that same attitude and no gratitude to a foreign country such as Asia, and we're talking about Asia in general, not necessarily just the Philippines, okay? We're talking about Asia in general. And when you guys bring this certain mentality to Asia, you seem to fuck it up for everybody. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. And this is you can fucking call this a sound bite, take a note of it, whatever you want to. I'm gonna tell you this because I feel it deep in my loins. Whether you believe it or not, it's up to you. But deep down inside, deep down in the core essence of every person, I do believe that there is a little bit of racism in everybody. Just a little bit. I'm not saying you're a full-blown like Nazi type person, or you're a full-blown I just hate people from, different parts of the world. Like, it's not full-blown like AIDS and shit. But I think everybody at their deepest core has a little bit of racism in them. Basically, if you come from a first world, you probably do. Maybe you don't think about it, but you probably do look down on other people that come from countries that are less off than your particular country is. And again, you don't have to agree with me. I understand if you don't. But I think at the core essence, there's a little bit of racism in everybody. I'll tell you this right now. I will tell you this right now. If, and I hate to use race because race seems to always get people in their feelings, but let me just go ahead and get this one out. I'll tell you right now, if a Caucasian person comes across an African American male, let's say that African American male robs him. I know that's stereotypical. Don't shoot me for it. Again, this is just a fucking example. If he's never had any issues with African Americans before, I will tell you right now as we speak, that man is likely going to have problems with African Americans from here on out because of that particular situation that he went through with this person robbing him or taking something from him. Again, it's just an example. Do not take it to the bank and don't fucking call people racist and stuff like that, because that shit gets annoying, okay? But as an example, to its core and essence, I do believe that everybody is virtually racist, and that does constitute Asian individuals as well, okay? Myself, Black Americans or Black African Americans, whatever, I think everybody at their core essence is just a little bit racist. Okay, whether you agree with it or not. Again, everything and what I'm saying constitutes in Asian countries as well. And when you possess or express the attitude, no gratitude, people are going to look at you a certain kind of way. This could be anywhere in the world, but if you really want to know why most Asians probably hate foreigners, it's the attitude but no gratitude aspect of it all. Come to the country thinking you run shit, you're this, that, and the other. You're just the big, braggy, boastful type of person. Not necessarily with the way you show off your money, but the attitude and the way that you present yourself to others. That shit can make a motherfucker hate you, and it can make the simple fact that you fucked up ruin it for everybody else. Okay, and I hope you guys are picking up what I'm putting down in that particular instance. That's just one reason why I believe that Asians dislike and distrust foreigners. Again, when I say Asians, I'm not specifically talking about Filipinos. This could constitute Korean. This can constitute Japanese, Chinese, Thailand or Thai. Yeah, Thai, Cambodian, Vietnamese. Okay, it's all of Asia, in my personal opinion. One person could fuck it up for everybody. All right. Or one bad experience with one foreigner could definitely ruin it for everybody else. That's just number one. Then the second thing that kind of ruins, I mean, that, why I believe that some Asians dislike and distrust foreigners is the way that you act when you partake in particular vices. Okay. Now, let's say, for example, you are a heavy drinker, heavy smoker, whatever it may be. You participate in these particular vices. These are just examples, and it doesn't necessarily mean that it constitutes or relates to you personally as an individual. Okay. Let's say you like to drink, you like to smoke. Let's say when you wake up 8 o'clock in the morning, wherever you are in the world, it's drinking time. All right. So you find yourself going to the local watering hole, aka the local bar, whatever it may be. Let's say you find yourself in Manila and you seems to traipse your ass all the way to LA Cafe first thing in the morning, get you a drink, and you spend all of your time there up through about lunchtime. Okay. You get shit faced and plastered in your own home country. People look at it as if, he's just another drunk fucker, whatever, nobody cares. Get shit faced and plastered in foreign countries. People look at you a little bit differently after that. Who the fuck gets drunk 10 o'clock in the morning? I mean, if you're the type of person to wake up and you got to have something to drink in your system other than a cup of coffee or something that normal people drink about 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, I think that is something that you need to address. So when you partake in these vices, where I need to make it very abundantly clear that when you come to, these foreign countries, especially Asia, these vices are relatively cheap to partake in. You like to drink or smoke, get a pack of cigarettes here in the Philippines, 60, 70 pesos. You can find the local drinks, your Red Horses, your San Miguel beers, your Ginebra, gin, all of that shit. You could buy the stuff cheap. The local brand of stuff you could buy dirt fucking cheap. So if you have these vices and you partake in them and you realize that it doesn't cost you as much in your home country as it does, here or wherever the area that you're in, and you partake in it more and more and more in excess, you kind of start to get yourself into a situation where things could actually make you look a whole lot worse than it will probably make you look better. Okay. But I just wanted to break out a couple of things, because when this guy had his full blow up at Starbucks earlier today, I kind of felt like, damn, bro, look at this shit. And then you wonder why they don't fucking like us. This is exactly, I looked at my girl and I told her straight to her face, this is the reason why they don't fuck with us right here. The exact reason why they don't like us. And yes, you could be like, oh, and a lot of people will say the two things that I've always heard about Filipinas, for the most part, whenever I ask people what they think about Filipinas, first two words, friendly and kind. Yes, that may pertain specifically to Filipinas, but that may not particularly pertain to Asian countries in general. Maybe in other Asian countries, they're not so generous and maybe they're not so kind, that they're not so accepting of the foreigner ways or the foreigner mentality that I try to steer most of my guys away from. And if you really want to know why some, I would say most Asians dislike or distrust foreigners, is because the way that you present yourself to these people are the way they're always going to remember you. I know you guys know that within the first 7 to 10 seconds, you are able to give a first impression, and that's a lasting impression. So if you come to the game or you come to the table with some bullshit, acting up and cutting up, I can almost guarantee you're not going to find a lot of people that are going to like you. You're not going to find a lot of people that fuck with you. Matter of fact, I know a group of people here in the Philippines right now that had a bad experience dealing with a foreigner, and they talked about him for a long time. And they went into detail how much they didn't like him. They detested him. He was actually a classmate of theirs. He went to Ateneo de Davao University, and these girls were at Ateneo, of course. They were like, he's just he's so weird. That's what they said. I was like, what do you mean he's so weird for? He's just different. He said he's not like you. I said, what do you mean he's not like me? She's like, when we hang out with you, you're kind of cool, you're kind of calm, you don't really do nothing, like do stuff, you don't do much, right? But they were like, when we like try to hang out with him, he's just like always trying to, crack jokes, and his jokes are not funny because he's always trying to tease his classmates. You can't really crack jokes on people. This is what I've learned in the Philippines. If you don't take anything from this particular live stream, take notes on this one. You cannot pick on Filipinos the same way you can pick on your friends in the United States. I repeat, you cannot pick on Filipinos the same way that you pick on your friends in the United States because they take shit seriously. Like, I could go up to my friends in the United States and say, you got a big ass head, motherfucker. Like, you can talk shit to your friends, like, you got a little dick or something. You can say funny shit to your friends and it's okay. But here, like, you can't talk. You can't really say those same kind of jokes to your friends in the Philippines because they're not going to take it the same way as your friends in the United States. All right. So, again, with that being said, you gotta know how to handle your business and you gotta know how to act accordingly. Yeah, we talked about acting accordingly, but again, for me, it's all about attitude and no gratitude. That's why they kind of hate us, and also the way that you partake in vices and the way that you are after you partake in said advice. Let's say you haven't smoked a cigarette in a couple of days, you on edge and shit, nicotine coming down off that nicotine high or some shit, got you cranky. That could lead to issues and problems that you may not ever come away from. You dig? So I done already spat my truth. I done already said what I needed to say. But again, guys, I appreciate you guys coming through. I see we got 27 individuals watching. Guys, please make sure you get the likes up on the video. Dr. Mike would highly appreciate that. Want to get you happy shirts, you know how to do so. Want to support the channel, you already know how to do so. But of course, the good doctor is happy that you come through and spend a little bit of your time with him today. I know that this is officially the evening time of Black Friday for you guys. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed your day. I appreciate you guys coming through and showing some love to the good doctor. Okay, with that being said, Dr. Mike is going to go ahead to the chat and shout out to my peoples that I see in the building. I see my man Eddie was first in the building. I know Eddie won't go miss this one because he missed the last one about Walker Street. My man was all in his feelings about that one because he wanted to come through and pop off at the good doctor. But it's good to see you, brother. Appreciate you coming through, and I hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving as well. The Wallace Life, always a pleasure to have you in the building with me. My man Pedro, yes, you are, brother. You early, man, and I appreciate you being here and part of the family travel squad. I see you. Was good with you. My man Eddie from that California love, much love. My man David Webb, I see you in the building. It's 8 o'clock in Indianapolis, Indiana. Salute to my people out there in the Midwest. I believe Indianapolis is Midwest. Don't kill me if it ain't. Derek, always a man. Thank you for your support, man. I appreciate you as always. My man Malcolm in the building. What's going on with your family? Appreciate you coming through and showing some love all the way from that Erie, PA. 5 Deuce 4 Trey. What's good with you, Byron? I see you, family. All right. My man Malcolm says the reason that most Asians don't like us foreigners is because some talk too much trash and may be afraid of retaliation. See, well, that's a good point, though. I mean, if I'm reading this the way that you're telling me, if you're saying that some people, like some Americans or some Westerners, talk a lot of shit, but they feel like the Asians feel like they can't say nothing back because of retaliation, I'm not sure. If that's what you're saying, I understand where you're coming from, all right? But I appreciate you coming through and showing some love, Malcolm, man. Always a pleasure, my brother. Terry Edwards in the building. What's going on with your family? I appreciate you. But yeah, Malcolm, I know what you meant. Oh, you said foreigners. Hold on. Because some talk shit and may be afraid of retaliation. All right. I feel you, Malcolm. I got you. I have not seen Creed yet, but I plan on going to watch it tomorrow. I think it's already out here in the Philippines, but I do want to see Creed 2. I did watch the first one. I loved it, and I know I'm gonna love it. I'm a big Michael B. Jordan fan, no homo, man. I think he's a pretty good actor, so I'm gonna go check it out. Yeah, I'm on it, man. Tim H, I see you in the building. What's good with you, man? Shit, Elijah, I see you, family. Appreciate you guys coming through. I want to know what you guys think. Why do you think that some Asians dislike and distrust most foreigners, man? Why do you feel that way? I see you, Elijah. Yeah, Malcolm, it was over some damn food. Bruh, I'm telling you, homeboy went to Starbucks and ordered that super specific drink order. It's had to be tall with a cinnamon stick in it and one pearl or some shit at the top. He said the foam can't go over the lip of the lid and shit. You know how people get. You know how people get down like that, man. But yeah, over a fucking order, man. He lost his mind over some damn food and didn't even say sorry for it. That's my problem. People who don't know how to say sorry, that shit hurts my feeling. My man Darrell Williams, I see you, family. Appreciate you. Byron, I'm just counting you out again. Rain, man, what's good with you? Rayman said they didn't throw away the cake. Somebody ate it probably, but they couldn't put that shit back in the case, bro. I mean, I've seen some people try to put it back in the case, but this is Starbucks now. If somebody sees Starbucks people doing that shit, they look a certain kind of way, and I don't think nobody's gonna do that. My man Anti-Gravity in the building. What's going on with your family? Appreciate you coming through and showing some love. Well, Heminger, I do agree. I did say some, but it should have been most. I do believe that most Asians don't really care for us very much. And I think that's just because they don't like us very much. I think I asked the person one time. I did. I asked the person a question. I was like, "Why don't you really like foreigners? Like, why don't you like Americans and stuff like that?" She said, "Because I feel like Americans are bullies." I was like, what do you mean that America are bullies? I see you guys on the TV, whatever, like, politics and shit. You're blowing up other countries and shit. And I kind of feel like you guys are like bullies. And that kind of like, it's intimidating at first, but that really leads to a lot of distrust and distaste in a lot of Asian women. Now, again, I'm not gonna say it's all of them, but I do believe that the majority chewed us up. um, Probably had some hate. My man Rayman said the next person to order carrot cake got that slice. I hope not, man. So Heminger says that the males trust foreigners more than the women do. I do agree. I mean, to be honest, my issues with foreign men, Asian men, whatever it may be, never really had a problem with them. They've been really cool, man. And I'm not talking about cool like let me see if I can get this foreigner for something to eat or drink or some shit. They've been pretty chill, so I can understand what that means, man. My man, yes, bruh, David, my man copped an attitude over a goddamn piece of carrot cake. Like, bruh, really, really, some damn cake. I'm telling you, man, that first world privileged attitude gonna get somebody killed over here, bro. I'm telling you, he gonna keep popping off at the wrong one. Gonna call their cousins and uncles and aunties, and he gonna be a problem, man. Mm. You're right, Malcolm. I do feel like my man believed that everything was supposed to go his way. If they didn't give it to him, he was gonna cut a fool. And I see this a lot. I see this happening a lot, maybe not in the same way that that particular situation played itself out with the whole blowing up over a piece of cake, but when you go to the grocery store or when you go to like the mall or the market, you kind of feel like you should be given priority for shit. And I feel like that's what's going on with a lot of people. They feel like they need to be given priority. Foreigners in general, westernized foreigners, whatever it may be, they feel like they need to be given priority. And when they don't get the priority, they get in their feelings, bro. They be all angry and shit. I'm like, man, y'all a bunch of bitches. But this is the world we live in, guys. I think too many people have been spoiled by a lot of shit, and when they get into a country where they're not like I won't say worshipped because that's the wrong word to use, but when they get to a place and space where they're not really looked upon as the savior of whatever, they kind of getting their feelings over that shit, and it just sucks ass, bro. And I have to sit there and take it. I just look at the shit. I'm like, look at this shit. You gotta be ashamed of yourself. You're a grown ass man arguing with some chick was only like 18 or 19 years old running the counter and shit. Like, come on, man. Damn scared the hell out of that girl crying over some damn cake. Crazy, man. Anti-gravity. I think that you're referring to the sex pack community in its essence. Yes, when you're trying to screw everything that moves, that does not necessarily make you look good in the eyes of many. Speaking of which, quick story: knew a guy who tried to hook up with a girl and then her friend and then her sister and all kinds of shit at the exact same time. I don't know what made him think that these Filipinas don't like converse or talk to each other because he was like, yeah, man, I done told her sister I was trying to hook up with her too, and she was like smiling and giggling and shit. I don't know what he thought was gonna happen, but that girl just stopped texting him, and then they seen him in the mall one day walking around with a chick that clearly looked as if she didn't quite belong, and kind of ruined it for him. Then about a month later, he hits me up talking about, yeah, I'm on my way back home. I'm like, why you leaving, man? He's like, well, things kind of fell apart between me and my girl. I was like, you figure? I was like, bruh, you tried to hook up what your friend, your homegirl's friend, and her sister, and you thought that this shit was just gonna all be okay or something because you're the foreigner with money. I said, bruh, you gotta realize, man, these women have some respect for themselves, okay? I don't know what you think, but these women do have some respect for themselves, and you're not just gonna be able to shit on somebody or try to hook up with their friends and then their friend's sister and shit like that and expect to get away with it. But a lot of guys do that stuff, bruh. I find it funny. I find it funny, but I love it, man. It kills me. JG, I see you in the building, man. What's going on with you, man? Trent, night I see you guys. Damn. So Rain Man says it's not racism, it's social classism. So even at the core of our essence, none of us are racist. uh, Trent, what's going on with you, man? Hey, Queen, how are you, baby? I appreciate you coming through and showing some love to the family. Everybody say hello to Queen. Appreciate you coming through. JG says it's not racist, it's ignorance mostly. Okay, I can see that. I got you guys. I mean, it truly is ignorance to be able to lump some people in the same group. Like, yeah, just because this one person did it, it applies to all. So I'm not going to like them all or some shit like that. I get it. But I'm just saying, though, at the core, I think some people really do have something in them that makes them kind of feel a certain kind of way. Again, that's debatable. I just spoke my mind. I don't know. I'm just being real with how I kind of view things. He said it's being uppity because of social standing. Touche. I agree, Rain Man. I believe with that. You say it's elitism. All right. Byron says I'm prejudiced. I like strawberry jelly over grape jelly. You stupid, man. JG, you bring up a great point. He says all countries hate the loud, obnoxious Americans. True, and I don't blame them. You can't blame a person for hating a group of individuals that kind of act a certain kind of way, man. It's just truth. There's a little truth in all this shit. Yeah, that's true, Malcolm. Everyone does have a vice, but I do believe that the ones that cause you to do bad things are the ones that kind of get you fucked up in foreign countries. That's what I'll try to say. Anti-gravity says it's no longer the loud, obnoxious Americans that's hated globally. It's not in the loud Chinese that get hated. He said it's not, or it is the loud, obnoxious Chinese that's hated globally. Welcome to a wonderful world, brother. Welcome to a wonderful world. I'm telling you, man. I think everybody's first impression, like I said, I don't know what the time frame is, but I think it's like 7 seconds, like 7 to like 20 seconds. People can tell if they like you, if they gonna fuck with you, or if they ain't gonna fuck with you at all. I believe this. I believe this. Mm. You're right, David. I do believe that the U.S. could probably be considered a laughing stock to an extent. But you burn a lot of bridges, man. That shit gonna hurt people down the line. So I'm just speaking my mind on a couple of things. Again, guys, we're talking about why some Asians dislike or distrust foreigners. Definitely interested to hear what you guys got to say about this. I would appreciate it. My man Malcolm says actually Western women pick on guys more than guys on guys. He said talk all kind of BS, acting ratchet as hell, and even loud and obnoxious. Yo, Malcolm, you know what's funny about that, Malcolm? Let me tell you a story. I hope y'all got y'all popcorn out because this shit funny, and you guys have probably been through this, right? Have you ever been like, they're not really roasting you, but have you ever been in a situation where a female's trying to like clown you, or say like little jokes about you, call you overweight, or say you got an ugly head, you got a big forehead, blah blah blah, or something like that, right? Then you joke on them. Oh shit, it's like World War III in this bitch. I'm telling you, girl, be all like nuclear on you and shit because she was over here talking shit about you first, but then you clown on her, and all of a sudden she want to get angry at you. Tell me what kind of shit is that? Yeah, Filipinos are too sensitive for me to clown on, man. That shit just don't work. My man Dave Wise in the building. What's going on with your family? Appreciate you coming through. Jezebel, I hope you enjoy your trip to the Philippines, December 20th. I hope you sincerely enjoy it. It's almost Christmas time. Probably the worst time to travel, but I hope you enjoy your trip. My man Tony in the building. What's going on with you, man? Hashtag Team Dab out on this bitch. I got to catch up to the chat. I've been slow rolling and coasting and talking shit. I just been doing my thing. So, Nathan Francis, what's up, Dr. Mike? Appreciate you coming through, family, showing some love to the good doctor today. We got about 29 individuals watching at this particular moment in time. Let's get those likes up for me, man. Bro, Dame, my man Damon be cool. I got a video on that shit, bro. I didn't put it out yet, but I recorded a video on that. I got that one coming soon, brother. Yeah, those cigarette boxes ain't nothing to fuck with, bro. They convinced me never to smoke, bro. For real. Anti-gravity says locals are usually huge cock blockers. I don't really fault them for that though. That's why you go to the local men as friends. You get friends and easier to get women. Um, True that. It is not really that bad to get friends. Um, I've never known any of my like guy Filipino friends to like try to block on me or anything. They're pretty cool though. They're actually been mad chill. They be like, "Hey man, you like that girl? Yeah, she's kind of cute, huh? She's like really hot, yo. Yeah, man. You know, they talk their shit." And I'm just being real though. Like they've been pretty cool about the entire situation, and I like that. You know, I kind of like that. Most of them don't really try to block on me. Back in the day, they didn't. So I mean, like I said, I only had like two or three people that I actually considered to be like real friends. But you know, I don't really get around like that. But my man, anti-gravity, you stupid man. He said, "Wait, it was carrot cake." He said, "Why didn't you leave with that?" He said, "He's completely exonerated in my book over some damn carrot cake, man. He's allowed to cut a full over some carrot cake, bro. Come on, man. Why you think they hate us now? You why you think they don't fuck with us anymore, bro? Because of the people arguing over some damn carrot cake." You're right, Malcolm. Some dude got their finger up their butt or so stick up their ass, man. Just saying, I think it's because they are so used to how things work in their country. Even in the peanuts time, you know, you time to stay calm, cool, and collective. You know, you just can't rush a motherfucker for sure. My man JG said when I was in the Philippines, I felt like they bent over backwards for me, and it made me uncomfortable to be honest. To an extent, they do take care of us as foreigners here, but I guess I felt like he just felt like they weren't really doing enough for him, and he kind of cut a fool. Kind of felt like that shit was really out of hand and out of pocket, but you know, I can't get there. My man Michael Smith says, I thought the melanin challenged foreigners, the majority of the ones I see there are just straight out stupid and looking for privilege. I get you guys, man. I mean, to an extent, I don't know, man. I'll, people just act up because they feel like they can act up. All right. And I can't sit there and argue or explain why they cut a fool or why they do what they do. Everybody just do what they does. And all I know is I don't want to be lumped in with those types of people. I try my best to distance myself from those type of people. And sometimes I find myself saying sorry for other people, and I'm saying it not necessarily to apologize for them, but to apologize for them, if you feel where I'm coming from. You know how when you see a person that's going through it with another person and you know you just happen to be around, you be like, I'm sorry about that guy. He's just a dick, you know, he's just being an asshole. And I apologize for the way he treated you. You know, you didn't have no right to be like that, blah, blah, blah. I find myself doing that sometimes because I feel like, you know, no person deserves to be treated like shit. Trust me. So I've seen sales ladies get argued or yelled at. I've seen, you know, customer service reps get argued and yelled at. I've seen, like I said, Starbucks baristas get yelled at. I mean, that shit's no fun. And and the thing is, what I've noticed is most of these guys only argue with chicks. So that kind of tells me a lot about them. They seem to have an issue more so with the ladies. I've never really seen them get with guys. You know, not no man, like, you know, not no real like Asian dude. Like they don't really argue with them. It's always the chicks. And you know, women are kind of fragile by nature and possibly intimidated by us simply because we are where we're from and all of the above. So when you come off with this intimidating attitude, kind of puts them in a very awkward and uncomfortable situation. You're this big foreigner guy yelling at this Filipina who's probably like 5'2" and some change, probably less than 100 effing pounds, and you try to argue and talk down to her, man. What kind of dude do you look like? You feel me? That's what I'm feeling. Like, yo, how do you feel you look arguing with this young, and not even arguing, but talking down to? Because she's not going to. How can I say this? She's not gonna argue back. Most of the time, you won't find a Filipino that'll argue back. They'll just sit there and take it until you're done. That's the type of shit I don't like. You know. My man Tony says some don't like you because they think that you are lying to them when you say you can't afford to treat. That's funny. And 9 times out of 10, you probably are lying, but that's pretty funny. I think I've never told a girl that I can't treat them. I tell them that I would rather go to Jollibee than like another sit down restaurant. I've done that before. That I have done. My man Tommy representing that North Carolina. Appreciate you coming through and showing some love to the good doctor today. I see we got about 23 individuals watching. Appreciate you guys coming through and showing some love to the good doctor today. Of course, yeah. Back to your regularly scheduled programming. My man Tommy says, Dr. Mike, how's it going? Enjoying Cebu so far? I'm glad you're enjoying Cebu, my brother. What part of Cebu are you in right now, man? Are you in the Mac 10? Are you in the Lapu Lapu? Are you in the city area? Where you at now? I think we would love to know your area of choice at this particular moment in time. My man Malcolm says he only acted out of pocket at work or in business, but let them be outside of work, bro. That Fordham might get that work. I don't think they do that. Not the females, but if they had like uncles and shit, they find out where he stay at though, for real. No, JG saying Black Friday is not racist. If I called it White Friday, I don't know. I think that would be more racist if I called it White Friday, because I'm like, oh, why you call it White Friday instead of Black Friday? Yeah, I think everybody says Black Friday. But I always wondered, why did they call it Black Friday? Does anybody know how it got its name? How did Black Friday get its name? Yes, I know it's the day after Thanksgiving. That Friday after Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving always happens on a Thursday. But how did you get the name Black Friday? Is it because people wait out in the pitch black darkness to buy stupid nonsense gadgets and shit? Go to a store and think you're gonna get a $300 camera or $300 something for $50? The fuck out of here. Come on, man. Is that why they call it Black Friday? Because you stay out in the pitch blackness until the next morning to buy some useless fucking gadget you're going to replace next year at the next Black Friday? The hell wrong with you, man? Mm. It is what it is, though. I ain't mad at you. My man Malcolm said they know work is more important to whoop on someone they don't know and don't want to lose their job. Oh yeah, no Filipino wants to lose their job, bruh. Nobody wants to lose their work. So yeah, they probably want to cut up on them anyways. You're right. Oh, I'm see, thank you. Thank you. That's my dumbass. I just never paid attention, guys. I never really paid attention, but I appreciate that. So Black Friday is a financial term wherein businesses run in the red, which is a loss all year until Black Friday, and that's when they turn a profit. Touche. I should have googled that shit, but that's why I got smart motherfuckers in the chat, man. Y'all tell me shit. Y'all educate me. Appreciate that. But yeah, man, I always wonder why they call it Black Friday. But it's interesting. Well, I guess, how can I say this? When you mark down something so low, are you marking it down normally to the price in which it would probably be priced at originally? Let's say, for example, a flat screen TV, let's say its original price is like $329, but on Black Friday they sell it for $129. So are they taking an L or are they still making a profit? Because that's a significant markdown. So then if they are still making a profit, it makes me further wonder, how much are they marking these products up above market value, or how much are they marking it up above cost of goods before they're actually, what they're selling it at. See, shit getting crazy, man. I hate thinking about math, guys. I do, because I won't stop. That shit got me crazy. Raymond says businesses are in the red financially, then they get in the black after sales where they are earning profits. Okay, so my man Michael says no, it's from the retailers to take their books and move from the red into the black ink. running the paint. All right. Like I said, I mean, running in the black. I know black is always good. That's a great financial term. I just didn't know that that's what Black Friday meant. My bad. They make it up on volume and other products to get them in the door. Okay, so basically, these retailers just have these Black Friday sales to get people in the store, and then they end up selling other products that probably normally would not sell. Touche. Y'all motherfuckers over here getting me a goddamn financial lesson, man. That's what's up. I mean, we never talked about that in school because Black Friday isn't anything that's actually happening in the Philippines, right? So it's not anything that normally came up in my normal financial classes. So yeah, I appreciate that. So Black Friday is just to drive traffic to stores, all right? Terry, man, I'm not talking shit about Black Friday, bro. I was just trying to understand what Black Friday was all about. I think it's the biggest waste of time in my life, but I'm gonna let you keep it, bro. Let me leave Black Friday alone. But think about it, man. All y'all do is replace that shit next year with the same shit. You got a 50-inch screen TV, then you gonna go for the 70-inch one next year, man. Damn, a lot of products are marked up by 300%. So the cost to make a television probably cost about 75 to 85 US dollars, and they mark it up for like 3 or 400. God, are these products made in China? Probably. All right, hey, where's the flat screen made? Is that made in China too? Like Samsung and Panasonic and all that shit. Those are made in India or some shit. Bruh, I'm telling you, Tony, I might get up on that Cyber Monday stuff, man. I don't care if I don't get it till I get back to the US. I'm kind of feeling that shit. I ain't never participated, but this might be my year. Don't know where the hell I'm gonna go online and find some shit, but I'm waiting for it. Like I said, Malcolm, my math may be a little off, but oh, Vietnam. I never checked the back of a Samsung flat screen. If I did, you probably wouldn't be surprised that most of that shit comes from Asian countries, anyways. And then you know why they hate Americans too, man? Because we always be talking shit about their products, but yet and still we still buy their shit. Think about it. You be like, oh, this shit's made in China, but it's cheap, right? So your ass still buy it. You know, iPhones and shit are made in China too, right? Well, Samsung's made in Korea, but that's neither here nor there. Most of the products that you buy are made in China. Most of the gadgets and shit that you buy are made in China. But yet and still, you want to talk shit about another country where the majority of your shit come from anyways? Come on, bruh. Then you wonder why they don't like us. You want to talk about our country, but you still be using our products, right? Kind of shit is that? You know, Nike still has a factory in China, I think. I think Nike's still over there. And you know how many pair of Jordans they make a year? You know how much a pair of Jordans cost to make? Probably $50. If at most it's 50 US dollars. Jordans be over here selling for like 300, 400, 450 and shit. Get the fuck out of here. Then you wonder why our community is so fucked up. I'm referring to the African American community because they seem to care a lot about Jordans than caring about paying their rent and doing other shit with their money. You wonder why, but y'all still want to talk about China, right? That's me, man. I don't know about y'all, bro. They be on some other shit. They be on some other shit, man. Rayman says Black Friday is the time of year when most businesses start making profits. All right, got you. JG said my sister got punched in the face today at Walmart, but she got her 70-inch flat screen for $199. I'm sorry she had to take a punch to the face to get it, but that shit was happening, man. Our world is fucked up. Hey, yo, Pedro. Hey, Pedro. Do they have like Black Friday and stuff like that in Canada too? Please don't think this is a dumbass question. I'm sorry, but do they have Black Friday in like Canada too, or is this like a Western world thing, or is it just a U.S. thing? That's my thing. That's what I want to know. Is Black Friday more of a Western world thing, or is it just a U.S. thing? I would definitely like to get some answers on that one. I'm gonna need some serious answers on that. Oh, they do have it in your place. Cool. I didn't know that. My man Danny says, "Don't worry. The Philippines is having a Black Friday sale every day of the week, and they sell the products to you and everyone they can. I wonder if they turn a profit. Probably not. Oh, Malcolm, you're talking about the foreigner that tried to argue with the chick. He was probably in his late 30s, early 40s. He didn't look like an older guy. He said, "My Pedro says I think after I paid the bill for my iPhone X, I realized that I've been drawn into consumerism." Telling you, man, I do not believe in that shit. I tell you right now, man. Every phone that I ever got has been a gift, and I feel bad about it. I feel bad about it. Every phone that I've ever gotten was a gift to me. I've never physically bought a phone of my own, and I feel bad because it seems fucked up. But I've had these same phones for years. These Samsung joints, they've come out with newer models like every year, and I just can't see myself buying and spending X amount of money on an iPhone or like a Samsung. I just can't see it. I mean, I get it and I understand it, but I don't get it and I don't understand it. Like, you want to have the latest thing because you want to be the first one with it. You want to, have that status symbol. Same in the Philippines. It's worse in the Philippines. They'll spend their whole paycheck times 10 to get what they want. They'll put it on a credit card, which is why I do believe that most Filipinos don't need a credit card. Most of them are bad. Did I miss my man World Traveler? Or is that I don't know if my man World Traveler's here, but I know my man Danny was here. Danny Gore, shout out to my brother right there. I know, but I'm just saying, though, I don't get it, man, but it's crazy. Oh man, Malcolm, you heard about black people stealing in China? Go figure. Go figure. Go figure, bro. Ah man, goddamn. Well, I remember that one time that ball kid, Leangelo, they was over there stealing in China, and Donald Trump had to help get him out or some shit like that. JG, I hope that punch in the face was worth it. But $200, that sounds like a W for me. Danny's talking about the girls that they see selling their product. I agree. Okay, Pedro, they celebrate Thanksgiving in October. We even have Boxing Day, which is the day after Christmas, 2 days just for shopping. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, one of them Ball brothers. Yeah, they was over there stealing. They were part of the UCLA team. That shit was crazy. Yeah, Malcolm, you offended some people. He said, "Yeah, I hear black folks stealing in China." See, it's funny, but it's not funny because to see us over there cutting the fool, that's just embarrassing. It makes you want to say, man, they ain't with me. They are not my kind, and that's a damn shame, bro. Just being real. But again, guys, if you want to know why they hate us so much, why they dislike us so much, because of the shit we do in general. The shit we do is not kosher. It is not normal. It is not for their kind. They don't like us very much. Which is why when I go to foreign countries, I try my best to leave a lasting impression for myself. You know what I'm saying? I could care less about how they feel about everybody else. But I want people who meet me to, I'm not gonna say they have to like me, but at least they gonna get the real me. That's what you want. Whether they like you or not, that's up to them. But I sure as hell don't want them to say, "Oh, well, all these foreigners are all alike, and they're all just a bunch of assholes. They come into our country, try to screw our women or whatever, whatever, and then they leave." You don't really want to. You don't really want to get in all that. Oh man. Danny Gordon, you say snowflake season. That could mean a bunch of different things. Are you talking about the fact that it's snowing, or are you talking about a different kind of snowflake? Yeah, it was Leangelo, not Lonzo. Yeah, crazy. Oh, that motherfucker was rich, bro. He was rich. He had money, apparently, but he was over there stealing in these foreign fucking countries, bro. I'll never get it. I'll never understand it. I'll never understand it. I truly don't care anymore. But like I said, guys, I mean, if you want to know why people hate us, all you gotta do is just look. Oh man, YouTube, you on some shit today. Thank you, YouTube. All right. Man. Danny, you're probably right. You're probably right on that one. I mean now if I'm gonna represent in that way, maybe that's not a bad way to represent. Probably not the worst way to represent. That is true, Rain Man. I think most people do that shit to like, the thrill of getting away with shit, or yeah, I'm gonna do it because I can. That type of mentality is gonna get people fucked up in this world that we live in, guys. Again, today's topic is why some Asians dislike and distrust foreigners. I feel like this is just one of those things that, you know, honestly, if you want to know the truth, if you want to know the truth, I kind of feel like it's up to us as the individual, as a collective, whatever you want to call it, to change the narrative. Man, I think it's up to us to change the narrative. I hope you guys feel what I'm saying. Like when you go into a country, I can only assume that you guys act accordingly. I hope that you guys act accordingly when you go to foreign countries. But I think it is up to us as individuals to change the narrative. Whether you love us or hate us, you got to come. You got to come to the country with with some kind of respect, with some kind of dignity, or with some kind of mentality that's not gonna have people ready to shit on every foreigner they see. You know. Danny, you crazy, man. My man Derek said, sorry I couldn't reply. It says, yeah, doctor, I'm on and off here, so I remember. All right, bro. I hope Black Friday ain't treating you like a slave, bro. I know you told me what you do for a living, man. I know that being on that damn truck gonna keep you busy this time of year, man. So make sure you stay safe, my brother. That's all I can say. It is a wrench fest, guys. Everybody's got their tools out. But like I said, man, are we back to back to back? Good guy. Yeah, I didn't give them to everybody, but Jesus Christ, it seems like everybody who's participating right now got them one. Rain Man, he ain't about that life, man. Oh, hey Malcolm, I want to see him go to North Korea and try that. Not just Korea, but North Korea. JG, you're probably right, my brother. You can't take a hole. Hold on, you said you can't take the a hole out of an a hole. And if that's who they are as individuals, I want them to be them, but I have to be me. And I can't allow myself to be a part of that bullshit. All right. My man Five's in the building. What's going on with your family? Appreciate you coming through. My man Danny says a better topic might be how long does it take you to adjust to the country when you arrive? It takes me a while to get adjusted to driving here, so I cuss going down the road. Okay. You know what? That seems like a pretty decent live stream, Danny. And I will definitely take that one into consideration. Thank you, my brother. That seems like something we could probably touch on because I know that everybody's adjustment period is different. So, guys, don't comment now. We'll save that one for a another live stream. Okay, the adjustment period for foreigners I wouldn't necessarily in the Philippines, but like you said, adjust to another country. All right. Man, the real boxing fan, what's going on with you, man? I know you told me you were coming to the Philippines for a quickie, to do a visa run. I think. I don't know if you left yet or not, but shout out all the way to Thailand if that's where you are, my brother. Appreciate you coming through. It's been a while. He says the fact is so far too many don't respect all of the customs and traditions, even after many come into the knowledge of what they are. And too many Westerns come from a bullshit attitude of entitlement. That is exactly what we were talking about earlier, man. That sense of entitlement, the attitude but no gratitude. That type of shit kind of got me sideways with a lot of people. And I think that's why a lot of foreigners are usually at odds with each other because, you have a problem with the way that they're conducting themselves. But who are you to say? Because, you're just another foreigner there and shit. I mean, that's probably why they don't like us and why most foreigners don't really have good communication with one another. But then again, I could tell you right now, I feel more comfortable hanging out with my locals than I do my foreigners. And that's sad. I feel more comfortable kicking it with the locals than I do with a lot of foreigner guys. And that's a damn shame. Eddie trying to bring back slave trade, bro. Come on, man. They used to sell slaves for discounts. Who used to sell slaves for discounts? Who that? It's good to see you creeping in, man. I appreciate you coming through. At least I appreciate you communicating in the chat, my brother. That is always a pleasure to have you in the building with us. Women are entitled. Western, that is. Western women are definitely entitled. Malcolm says only 1.4% of Americans ever owned slaves. So they are still talking about the 1%, not Americans in general. Okay. This does not have to be a slave conversation because I don't know nothing about none of that shit. Like nothing, not people who own slaves. I'm not privy to the stats on that one. So I know some people who are very, very into the history of the United States and the history of the North versus the South and the history of all that good shit. So I leave that to my historians. I try to move past all that. Rona says, in fairness, foreigners are still treated nicely despite the trust issues. In the Philippines, yes, I can see that. I can see that. Hey, man, we have to. I'm not even gonna say it. Yeah, Danny, that's exactly what I was just about to say. I have known that there were some African Americans that actually owned slaves too. I Now that is confirmed. It's weird, but we can't really make that into an entire live stream in itself. That I think that's for my other people who really get down with the historical essence of history and whatnot. Well, goddamn. See, so black people own slave too. I guess there's no winning for losing. That's why I don't really like talking about it. My man Tony says when you don't have the income to survive in America and go to another country and act a fool, you need some emotional help. It's hard to argue with that one, my brother. It truly is hard to argue with that one. Malcolm says can't really get upset if someone lies to you because some people do it all the time, but I give the truth even if it hurts. You gotta be truthful, man. Gotta be truthful. I mean, you gotta be truthful in your way of doing things, man. My man Danny says, but if you own a nice car, you don't beat the shit out of it. You take care of it. Okay, that was a reference. Okay. Fives, man. We kind of went sideways, man. Ryan 64, what's going on, man? He says, but America as a whole owned slaves and still was treated horribly in America, which is for another live stream. Yeah, man. I see, like I said, I really didn't want to concentrate on the whole racial thing. I kind of had a little tidbits in here that I kind of wanted to throw in there. But like I said, I respect everybody's opinion on it. I mean, I can honestly tell you that we are not going to always see, not everybody's going to see eye to eye on this particular topic, which is why I try to avoid it like the plague, because again, I want to keep it on the topic of why I feel like some Asians dislike, and distrust a lot of foreigners. Rona, I do agree. They do treat us relatively fair because we are guests in their country. That does apply very well to the Philippines for what I know. But as far as, other Asian countries like Japan, they ain't going to settle for none of that. They ain't going to settle for that shit. Trust me. They ain't going to settle for that. Okay, I see the topic of conversation has gone bit sideways. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna go ahead and shout out everybody who's been in the chat. I'm gonna let y'all have this conversation amongst yourselves. So, Danny, appreciate you coming through. Van Turner, my man Byron Hall, appreciate you coming through. Rand 64, first time I think I've seen you participate in the chat, but thank you for coming through and showing some love. My man Fives in the building. What's going on? Appreciate you coming through. My man Malcolm, Mr. MJB, in the place to be. Tony Towers, always a pleasure, my brother. Thank you for coming through. I know my man Terry Edwards is in the building. My man Byron, if I didn't catch you, I'm catching you now. Rona, thank you for coming through and spending some time. Appreciate you. The Real Boxing Fan, always a pleasure to see you back in the building. Eddie Goodman, as always, my brother, appreciate you coming through. My man done started up a shitstorm, bro, but I appreciate you coming through. Fives, I think I said you, my man JG, thank you. Rain, man, pleasure, my brother Derek, always a pleasure, man. Salute to you and thank you for all you do for your brother in the channel. Who else we got in this building? My man Pedro, man. Thank you for sharing that you guys celebrate Thanksgiving in October in Canada, and you guys got your own little holidays. I appreciate you sharing that tidbit of information with us. I see my man Terry Edwards. If I didn't get you, I'm getting you right now, player. My man Michael Smith. Always a pleasure to have you in the building, my brother. Thank you for your knowledge and thank you for what you bring to the chat. My man Tommy representing that North Carolina. Appreciate you coming through and showing some love to your brother today. Who else we got? Anti-gravity, always a pleasure, my brother. Appreciate you being here. Damon, my man Damon, be cool. I got you, bro. Thank you for I already took care of that topic that you talked about earlier, man. That's already a video. I just gotta put it out. Nathan, Francis, appreciate you coming through and showing some love to the good doctor today. Queen Jezebel herself, thank you, young lady, for spending some time, and I hope you enjoy your time in the Philippines when you come here. Dave Wise, always a pleasure to have you in the building. My man David Webb, always a pleasure, my brother. My brother from another way, be cutting the fool. All right, Trent Knight, man, always a pleasure. If I miss you guys, make sure you put your name down at the bottom. I know Tim H. Not gonna forget you this time, Tim. I got you. Hemminger's in the building. Appreciate you. Uh, damn, I can't scroll up any further than this. Damn, who came through earlier? Like I said, Derek, I appreciate the super chat earlier, brother. Um, if I missed anybody, I'm trying to think back because my whenever I click off of my shit, I can't really get to everybody that yeah. Shit. Yeah, that's it, guys. We're good to go. Mm. Yeah, you probably If that was a if that was a dude behind the counter at Starbucks, him and his homeboys he would have probably called his homeboys up to the Starbucks and just caught that man. So you see that motherfucker right there? Follow him and find out where he is, and we'll hit up with man later. Danny, you know how I get down, man. I'm gonna go ahead and just call it, man, because y'all want to have a different conversation. I got you, but I'll let y'all talk y'all piece, man. Tony Towers, nobody can buy trust and loyalty. I mean, a woman to be loyal to you as long as the money's there, but you know, hey, you can't buy my time, man. Like I said, man, I'll take that. If you got something to provide, if I got some information that you find useful, I definitely put that on there. All right, Danny, man, I'm gonna try to link up with you as soon as I can, man. I'm spending some time out of Davao City right now, but I'll definitely I'll reach out to you, my brother. I will. All right, he said that foreigner probably lucky it wasn't a bar setting. He might have been followed home after leaving. He could have been followed home too, man. Could have been followed home too. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut it, guys. I'm gonna let y'all have that. I'm gonna let y'all have that chat. All right, I appreciate you, man. He said it was a good stream until a few from the players who started talking a little. Oh man, we're good, man. We're good, ladies and gentlemen. I like to keep it real. I'm gonna try to come back with you with another topic tomorrow, guys. If I do, I'm gonna give you a posting to give you guys advance notice that I'm gonna come through. All right. Shelf life. Danny, what do you mean by shelf life? And what particular how am I supposed to approach shelf life? Let me know and I'll see what we could do about doing a stream on that one. Maybe I can have you on for that one. But if you give me a heads up on what you mean by shelf life, like the shelf life here in the Philippines, how long a guy can actually stay in the Philippines, or what do you mean? I'll give you a minute before I shut out if you want to tell me about it, because I'm going to go ahead and close it, because I'm good for right now, guys. I'm good. I've already touched everybody in the most inappropriate way. All right. So you're talking about how everyone has a shelf life and time in your life. Oh, you mean like females and all inclusive? Okay. I can see how we could work that one. That seems like a pretty dope topic. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys coming through. I appreciate you guys coming through and sharing your stories. I appreciate you guys supporting the channel, doing the things that you do. Definitely, Danny, if you come through on that particular live stream and you want to join me on here, I'll definitely bring you on since you did kind of spark the inspiration behind that particular live stream. Okay. My man Smooth Riffs, what's going on with your family? Dr. Mike is about to go ahead and shut it down right now. I'm just getting a couple of topics from my people of future things to talk about. Eyes on, I see you, man, but we about to go ahead and cut it out. Malcolm, that's a pretty decent topic, man. I'll see what we could do about that one as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen,
See, Ray, man, you had to end with some fucked up shit. I knew you was coming in with some bullshit, but yes, my shelf life has been extended tremendously, all thanks to the wonderful Robust. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Good Doctor is officially out. Aalis nako paalam, which means we are going now. Bye bye. As always, love you guys. Mga kita mabuhay. Peace.